Revealing Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Revealing Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile. This is breaking news. Greater Works. Italy's new COVID-19 cases fall amid record recoveries. Italy saw the number of recoveries from the coronavirus hit a record high as Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte prepares to start easing the country's lockdown from beginning of May. Figures from worldometer.info showed there were 1,872 new cases for the 24-hour period compared with the 2,086 a day earlier. Italy will start to gradually ease its 2-month lockdown May 4th. The new rules call for construction and manufacturing to resume next week, while retailers and museums will reopen on May 18th and bars and restaurants in June. Schools will remain closed until September. While people are busy criticizing prophets, nations are connecting to the prophetic word from the prophet's mouth, keying into the order of 2 Chronicles 20:20, which states, "Believe in the Lord thy God, and thou shalt be established, and believe in his prophet, and thou shalt prosper." The just concluded 3 days World Miracles service organized by the president founder of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, as instructed by God to put a perpetual end to the coronavirus pandemic, is yielding positivity, clearly indicating the finger of God with unarguable proofs of healings and miracles around the globe. On Wednesday, 29th April 2020, Lagos, Nigeria had the first breakthrough recorded 49 COVID-19 cases discharged, which has never happened since the outbreak of the pandemic in Nigeria. April 30th, 2020, the good news emerging from worldometer.info recorded 4,693 recovered patients, with double the number of new cases. Meanwhile, Richard Riccardi, pulmonologist of the Gemelli of Rome, a number of the scientific committee, stated that in few days they have doubled the healed and halved the deaths. Presently, the spread of the virus has been slowed down. The pressure of the health system is reduced.
And now on other breaking news, I am Belis Quetta. Spain reports a record number of coronavirus recoveries. In the past 24 hours, 6,399 coronavirus patients have recovered and been discharged from hospital. This is the highest number of recorded cases since the beginning of the crisis and brings the total number of recoveries to 108,947. Speaking at the government's daily press conference, Fernando Simon, the director of the Health Ministry's Coordination Center for Health Alerts, said the rise in the number of recoveries was very important. He also said the evolution of the recoveries is very positive and it is in line with what they were expecting. On Wednesday, there were 2,144 new infections compared to yesterday's figures of 1,308, which was the lowest number recorded in both absolute and relative terms since the declaration of the state of alarm on March 14. The number of new infections only represents coronavirus cases that have been confirmed via the PCR test, which identifies people with an active infection at the time of testing. Since Sunday, the government has only reported infections confirmed via this method and not serological test, which measures antibodies in the blood, that is, detecting those who have had the coronavirus and recovered. Up until 2 weeks ago, new cases were only being measured with a PCR test. The rate of transmission continued to be very low, with the number of new cases representing just 1.02% of the total number. And after reaching a peak of 950 fatalities a month ago, that is on April 2nd, the number of daily coronavirus-related deaths began to decrease tremendously. Several regions in Spain reported fewer than 2 new coronavirus cases per 100,000 inhabitants and no new intensive care admissions according to the latest figures. So, Nicholas, here we are.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, since the beginning of this very deadly pandemic around the world, people practically lost hope. With the rates of deaths that were being recorded, it was as though everything was going to just come to
An end. Yeah.
But right now, the figures are very promising. We are very happy with what we are hearing. It's like there is hope, and it's like we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Very well. Quickly, I want to. I think this whole stuff.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Okay, you're welcome back. We apologize for that breaking transmission. So, Nicholas, as we were saying, you know, this is actually seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Very well.
There is hope. With the figures that we are seeing, I'm very certain that there's hope.
Honestly, this whole thing that's happening right now around the world calls for serious discourse. You understand? So, right now, as I speak to you, considering how it all happened, it has all started, how it has rendered world economies worthless and world powers are actually seeking for help. In situations like that, the only thing that can bring you out of it is just look up to God. And that's exactly what's helping out right now. We have prophets everywhere around the world that have been praying to God concerning this pandemic.
You know, and talking about the involvement of men of God, specifically the apostle, the resurrection apostle, mentioned that God told him specifically that this virus will go the same way it came. And we are seeing results. You know, even with the 3 days of World Miracle Service that was ongoing, we have seen many testimonies, people calling, people testifying, and also the figures that we saw from this morning are very promising. And we know that God is doing something and that hope is coming. There is light.
Of course. Yes, coming to that, I quickly want to chip in this. For every tribulation, every trial, every plague, there is always a prophet to handle it.
Yeah.
And instead of panicking, what helps you out of challenges of this magnitude is when you hold your peace.
That's true.
From onset, it all started, everybody was in panic. The restoration apostle, the senior pastor, president, founder of Omega Fire Ministries International, was hammering on, don't panic.
Yes.
This pandemic will go same way it came. You understand? That God was ready to do what he knows best. So along the line, just recently, you see, it is very good to be sensitive to the things of God. I'm very sure the man of God kept seeking the face of God.
Exactly.
He kept seeking the face of God. His online presence is something else, I must tell you.
You know, and what the Restoration Apostle has been driving through the media streams and all that, he has been making sure that instead of people to confess negativity, they would always say that this thing will come to an end.
Of course.
There is hope. This coronavirus pandemic, like he always says, it will not see our end, we will see its end. And gradually we are seeing the end of the pandemic.
Now, the most baffling thing of all is when he actually made a pronouncement. He gave an announcement that he was going to hold a World Miracle Service. Of course, that I knew, the moment he mentioned that, I knew that the exact time for God to prove to the world that he is God has come.
Exactly.
You understand? He came up with 3 days World Miracle Service, inviting world leaders, if you are a pastor, if you are an infected person and all of that, all over the world.
And you know, one thing he mentioned was he made it clear that leaders of countries, presidents of nations must be implicated so that all the isolation centers, the hospitals, the quarantine centers and all that, make sure they watch these programs so that they connect to the broadcast. As you know, as God is releasing his word through his prophet, there is healing moving even through the airways, as we have always seen with the Restoration Apostle. And we can clearly and gladly say that this service is having serious effect.
Of course, just like I was actually going to say, this whole thing, nobody can actually tie it to a coincidence. It is never a coincidence, because when the appointed time came, he made that announcement that there was going to be a drastic turnaround. That coronavirus, if God could raise the dead, what is coronavirus?
Nothing, actually.
You understand? Nothing. So that was it. In the midst of the program, something happened. Just the program started on 28th, and prayers were made. On 29th, the Punch newspaper recorded that Lagos State, Nigeria, actually discharged 49 COVID-19 patients. You understand? That was the highest. We've never had that since it started.
Recorded before.
You understand? And just recently here, just yesterday here, Spain and Italy, especially Italy actually recorded 4,693 patients that were discharged. That's the height of it. I'm
a
telling you,
huge
they've
number.
never had this before.
That's a huge number. And
Of course, you know, we got that information from worldometers.info. Of course, you know, they are in charge of this coronavirus
statistics.
Exactly.
So, and you know, these numbers are very important, because most of the times when we go online or you do researches, what you very much see is cases of death
cases.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe that if there are recoveries, they should also be carried out just the way they will report that such numbers, this number of deaths, this number of cases have been discovered in this country, in that country. So if people are recovering, I believe that the media arms should be able to report these recoveries too.
Of course, yes. Before now, we've heard death cases, fatalities, and all of that. People were now wondering, asking questions. Is it that there are no recovery cases at all? How come they're always reporting the death cases and all of that? Yes, you understand. They now kept the entire world in total panic. There's something about God. God will so do something shocking that no matter how hard you try to hide it, you can't just help it out. You understand? It actually beat their imagination. They couldn't help out. They just had to spill it out. You understand?
Yeah.
Look at Spain. Spain recorded like how many?
18,000.
That was on the 24th of March.
Of April.
Of April,
yes,
I'm sorry.
18,000.
And just recently again?
Just recently they recorded 6,000.
6,000 plus.
Yeah.
Wow. That can't be a coincidence.
It cannot,
Never.
it cannot
That's
be
a sign that God actually did what he really wants to do.
Actually, it's the hand of God moving around the earth to sweep away coronavirus.
Exactly. The Lord is out to heal the world indeed. Just look at, just recently, there is this American drug company in Michigan. Yes. That just, they actually did a drug. You understand? When I was going through an international story on the cables, you understand? I saw it. This drug that was made for, that was made to cure Ebola.
Okay.
That didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That's exactly what they just discovered now. That is the cure for coronavirus. And it's called remdesivir. Yeah, remdesivir.
Wow.
Well, that can't just be a coincidence. It's just happening. Everything is just happening within that space of that 3 days program,
yes.
World Miracle Service with Apostle Johnson Suleiman.
You know, one thing that is very remarkable with the Restoration Apostle is the leading of the Holy Spirit.
Of course.
You know, when God is said to do something drastic in the world, he makes sure that he prepares a man.
Very well.
And that is how he prepared his servants to come up with this program. And the Restoration Apostle was very categorical that world leaders, presidents of nations and all that should make sure they are part of this program, should join and should follow this program, so that everywhere they are, in every nation of the world, because this program as it is World Miracle Service. It's not just a program tied to one nation or something. Coronavirus hit drastically the whole world, and everybody was affected.
Of course.
So this program came as a program of revival to take away that very serious affliction that the world was going through.
Of course.
I think it's already done, because God always takes to accomplishment that which he has started.
Of course. Now it has started already, so there is no cause for alarm anymore. There's no cause for panic whatsoever. If you are infected, you watching me right there, if you are infected, there is no cause for alarm. God is still in the healing business. God has actually used his choice servant, Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman, to begin this great move.
Yes.
God is healing the entire world right now. So you need to key into this great move of God for you to encounter God himself in the healing realm.
Yeah, and we take this opportunity to talk to all our viewers from every nation of the world. If you're following, just at any time you are following the Restoration Apostle, just open your heart. If you have a friend, a family member, a loved one, or yourself, you are suffering from any disease, any form of infirmity, you can just connect your faith to that of the man of God, and through the airwaves you will receive your healing. Coronavirus is nothing before the power of God. God has been raising deaths, healing the sick. Coronavirus is nothing. So many people are just carried away by fear. So we should not fear. Just believe in God and you will receive your miracle, just like the other people have been doing. So thank you very much for watching this session of breaking news. We are here. I am Belly Squatter and I am with my lovely colleague.
Of course, Nicholas Akosile. Quickly, I would like to leave you with this, and God is out to do greater things. This is the era of greater works, and there is an instrument God is actually using, a person of the Restoration Apostle Johnson Suleiman. So wherever you are, you can connect to his live services on Celebration Television and social media platforms as well. On Facebook, we have Celebration TV. On Instagram, at My Celebration TV. On YouTube, you have www.celebrationtv / My Celebration TV as well. And quickly, always remember to connect, because this grace is contagious. The man of God has sold himself out to God to be used to reach out to the entire world. And this, from divine instruction that he actually got from God, this is the result we are getting already. And it's a progressing thing. Before you know it, just the way coronavirus came, it is already going as I speak to you. Please always connect, and remember, you're going to be a partaker of the blessing. Thank you so much. I think this is where we'll join the curtain. I remain Nicholas Akosile, and this is Celebration Television News Desk. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun.